Thank you for joining us for this special look back at 2024 and a few of our favorite stories. I'm Naiba Reynoso. First up, Richard Burgos is finding purpose again thanks to an occupational therapy program. After battling homelessness and serious injury, he's now on a mission to help others. Watch his inspiring journey.
I was homeless. I was out on the street from 18 to 24. I was out on the streets running around, and then after that I got burned.
But I think this is the building. Richard and I have been working together to help him go back to school. He's told me and shared that he wanted to be a role model for his younger siblings and that he wanted to do that by getting his GED. So since I've been working with him, we've broken down all aspects of being a student again.
So ERC stands for the Enriched Residential Care Program. It's a program we have at Housing for Health where we house people who can't function independently. Maybe they've had cognitive issue, they've had a lot of trauma in their lives, they can't sort of fend for themselves in independent housing. So we place them in an adult residential care facility where they get wraparound services and can live safely there and still pursue meaning in their lives. The occupational therapy program is a program that's relatively new, where we're engaging the help of our community occupational therapists who focus on functional recovery, not so much the medical model of how do we fix the particular condition that you have, but given your condition, how do you live the best life that you can? They're focusing on that to help people, once we get them housed, stay housed.
I help people engage in therapeutic activities to help them participate in their daily routine.
I came to this program because I wanted to change for myself, to do something better with my life. Since I've been here, I've met a lot of different people, I feel more awake, more alive. Maybe my story will help someone want to see like this person started for nothing and he improved himself and came to something.
We help people engage in the activities that are most meaningful to them and to their sense of self-identity, and we help identify the barriers and challenges around being able to do that activity. So we help people problem solve how they can do that activity in a more meaningful and safer way.
It's Court on Wheels, and it's making a big impact. Community Outreach Court helps individuals experiencing homelessness resolve legal matters that can hinder access to housing, employment, and social services. Join us as we look at one visit to Skid Row.
We're here with Refresh Court, and what we're doing here is bringing the criminal legal process and community resources, as well as county and city resources, to the people who most need them, our unhoused neighbors.
It is the first time that we've actually had misdemeanor cases called. So we have clients come here to the Community Outreach Court at the Refresh Spot. We have them on WebEx with the judge, Commissioner Brzargian, at O'Shea Courthouse. And she hears the cases, and all of them are placed on diversion, where we can link them with housing, mental health, supportive services. And after 6 months to a year, they can get their cases dismissed.
I think this model is 100% consistent with one of court leadership's current mantras and goals, which is to meet people where they are.
This is an amazing collaboration between many county departments, public defender's office, alternate public defender's office. You have the city attorney's office involved, the mayor's office, to really provide wraparound services for clients who come here. So they come to try to get their records expunged, to try to get these tickets fixed. And then they see that we have all these other partners, these community organizations and different county partners to help them to find housing, to find supportive services. So it's a one-stop shop where they really can find everything that they need.
A new raptor rescue facility run by the Department of Parks and Recreation has created a refuge for these magnificent animals and prepares them for return to the wild. Here's more.
3, 2, 1.
Well, today's a grand opening at the San Dimas Nature Center of our raptor rescue program. And I'm excited to say that this is the only one in LA County, the first in LA County, and it's in the Great Fifth District. And so today is our launch, letting people know that it's available not only to call in if you have a raptor that's been injured, but also as an educational component as well, to educate people about how important raptors are to our ecosystem.
Because today we launch our first raptor rescue. And what this means is that we will be rehabilitating over 250 birds of prey. But why it's important to the community is that children who grow up throughout Los Angeles County will be able to see these majestic animals, and we're ensuring that they're safe and continue to thrive in our urban community.
I actually live in Long Beach, and I drove all the way for this event. So I think we're in San Dimas, and it's a beautiful event.
I think it's amazing that there's a place where animals can go to be taken care of and just get better and thrive.
A new mural honoring the pioneering medical advancements of Rancho Los Amigos National Rehabilitation Center in the field of neurorestoration is now on display. Check out the art and the inspiring stories behind it.
Art has been such an important part of Rancho. Everywhere you go, you'll see art everywhere, and sculptures and art on the walls. And a lot of the art tells Rancho's story. Why Rancho exists and what work goes on here at Rancho. And was a large stretch of wall that really begged to have something special. The subject of the mural will be essentially a series of research projects that have taken place here at Rancho.
I've done Michael Jackson, painted for Michael Jackson for 5.5 months before he passed away, and Snoop Dogg, and done some things for Kobe Bryant. And I want this to be the one, though. This is the one I want to be the legacy for people to say, you know what, he did something for real. It's going to be some airbrush and acrylics and a little bit of both, all kind of brush. I'm going to throw my talent into this.
Leon is, as I understand it, a self-taught street artist. I and a colleague of mine performed surgery on Leon and taking care of Leon. And when Leon learned about some of the things that we were doing here at Rancho, he became interested in potentially, adding his talents to show the world what Rancho has done and is going to do. Every one of the people that are featured, they've contributed to the advancement of a field, and the creation of a field that didn't really exist before. And this is this field of neurorestoration.
The people that's going in here are people that's been through more than anything that I guess any of us can imagine. I couldn't imagine. You have Eric, you have Kathleen, you have, Rosa, and I look at Jared, he had surgery, and that's what I want to try to show, not the pain that they went through, but the success that they went through, and what has happened after that. They're living life just, as if nothing ever happened.
In 2019, I had an accident, so they had to take my skull out to relieve the pressure. I didn't have my skull for about 2 years. When they finally put my skull back in, it was a piece of equipment, really. It was like basically a scientific tool. Even when Dr. Lou said, "Hey, Jared, we're gonna put this plate in your head, but we're gonna build a window in the back." And then I ended up getting this 3D implant put into my skull, and then I just kept doing these cranial studies for them to be able to use it as research.
At the age of 21, I got shot, and I became a C3, C4 quadriplegic, basically paralyzed from the shoulder down. Rancho taught me that there was a life after your spinal cord injury. I participated in groundbreaking technology with microchips. I was implanted in my brain with 2 microchips. and I control the robotic arm, and I was able to drink a beer by myself.
3, 2, 1, go!
So it's not hard to feel connected to them. You know, I think that the things that they've done are very important first steps. They collectively are, you know, what I would consider to be, each of them, right, an astronaut that took one small step for themselves, but really advanced the field in a very fundamental way for everybody else. But that piece of artwork is going to inspire other patients to want to contribute to moving the field forward, to help themselves and their community. I hope it's going to inspire other doctors and medical practitioners to try harder to help the patients. And I would love for it to inspire the scientists and the engineers that we've collaborated with that's, you know, creating these wonderful things.
This is bigger than me. This is not just me. And I don't know why people think that you did a beautiful job. No, these people did a beautiful job. Their lives is the one that changed this, not me. All I did is just painted it.
LA County employees were the spotlight of a special digital exhibition at LACMA. Here's more.
We today are having a first ever Wellness, Arts, and Culture Festival Day for Los Angeles County's most vital asset, actually, our human asset, and that's the county workforce. To really find a way through arts and culture to support employee mental health, employee well-being, but also engagement, learning, and social connection.
I work in Housing for Health, and I work on housing and supportive services for people who are unhoused in LA County. We do a lot of the shelter for people who are really vulnerable, who have mental health, and substance using issues. It's very stressful. We deal with a lot of trauma, people who have lived in trauma for often their whole life. And so that bleeds over to us as employees because we're trying to help and we're trying to solve their unhoused status. So I took up painting. For me, that's a really big stress reduction because I'm able to do whatever the heck, I just go at it kind of thing. I've dealt with a very big trauma. My son passed away in 2019. I went back to the art to kind of express myself and, work through those feelings.
We did an open call for art from our county employees. So we had 200 submissions that were selected and are now being displayed digitally right here on the LACMA Plaza. We were thrilled to get behind it, and we were thrilled that our partners at LACMA agreed to be this year's official host.
I submitted this piece of art. It's called Fire. It's something actually I did with my whole family. My son, when he was alive, we did it together. I can always look at this and, see his handprint. I took up painting. I found that to be something that was a very good release for me, both professionally and personally, because it gives me a way to kind of work out not just my stress, but the good times, the bad times.
Art is a form of wellness. It's how we heal as human beings often. It's how we communicate. And there's obviously a hugely meditative quality to so much of art.
It's important for any employer, and specifically the county as one of the largest employers in our region, to invest in the well-being of our employees, because employees that have good well-being are more productive. They're happy in the workplace. We want our employees to bring their whole selves to work.
So what's really nice about this is you can kind of just get lost in the painting. And that's what's really beautiful and really creates the Zen feeling.
To try to embrace all of who we are, even as county employees and as our county workforce, as part of human wellness, health, and actually even thriving in the workplace, especially when you understand that LA County is such a backbone of the LA County region.
Anything in the arts for me, is an elixir for stress. It's an elixir for my day-to-day work. So to connect those things, I think is really important and very helpful.
Local art students who participated in an Olympics poster contest that celebrates connections between Paris and Los Angeles were recognized at the Hall of Administration.
It definitely feels surreal. To see my poster from my classroom to the streets of Paris is definitely an unrealistic experience. It definitely motivates me to keep producing great work. I'm from Seoul, so me representing LA was a really cool experience, and it got me to actually open my eyes and see LA in a different point of view. And after winning something that represented LA, it kind of made me feel like it was another part, like it was a bit more like home.
Oh, here's your posters exhibited in Paris. And I was like, oh my God. Like I had no clue that they were like chosen. So it was like a rolling event, like domino effect kind of. It's just so exciting. It's so awesome. I love the Olympics. I think it's a great show of like sportsmanship and people's skills. And so I also think that it was really cool that an artist was able to showcase their skills as well. Definitely like a dream to be internationally exhibited.
They had the idea that, hey, this could be one of the ways we connect with LA and Paris. So we said, yes, let's do a cultural Olympiad poster competition. So 12 student artists in Paris and 12 in Los Angeles.
We're just elated about this phenomenal opportunity for them to work alongside other schools and, be involved in, one of the biggest global events of humankind. A few different ideas of thinking about the passing of the torch, the friendship between Los Angeles and Paris. So they had to think about those types of relationships of what does it mean to pass the torch from one city to another, literally or metaphorically. And so it was really great to see these different interpretations of this same prompt.
I was really inspired by the Eiffel Tower and really the iconic logo of the LA Dodgers and how the L and the A kind of overlap. I thought I could change the typography of the A into kind of the silhouette of the Eiffel Tower and also kind of show the iconic LA logo in a different style. Ever since I was young, I always was fascinated by LA and I wanted to be in LA, and winning this award really kind of makes me a part of LA, and I feel like as if I'm a LA native now.
I did the iconic kind of LA from the Dodgers, the logo, and then I kind of meshed it with kind of that tile aspect of the French artist's art. And so yeah, that was kind of my inspiration. I really hope that you can see the sportsmanship in the poster that I made and the companionship between the two cities, much like you can see in the Olympics. There's something to be said when you jump from having a picture on your mom's fridge to being in display in Paris. And so I think that is also, you could see a parallel with the Olympians too. Getting recognized is anybody's kind of dream, and I think it's really cool that it's starting this early, and I think it's really cool that we've had this opportunity from our professors, our school, the county, the city of Paris. I think it's so cool that everybody has kind of come and recognized the art community as something as important.
Every Olympics has a really strong visual identity, visual presence, and is tied to art in some sense, even though, maybe the masses might not recognize it. They're, really looking at the logos and the visual identity of the Olympics. And so for it to be recognized in this realm of giving students an opportunity, giving them a voice, giving them visibility, and giving them local and global exposure is.
It definitely means a lot, and I thank LA County for providing great opportunities for up-and-coming student designers. It really gave us a special platform for us to exhibit our work and really boost our egos as a student designer into our professional careers.
It very much helps with imposter syndrome as well. If you think you can't do the job or you're not experienced enough, there's a reason they're asking you, and that is something to be said, is they think you can do it, so you should also think you can do it. So I think this past year has definitely been a year of yes, and it's like, don't pass up any opportunities to showcase what you can do.
We wish you the joy of the season. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on LA County Close Up.